Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I'm sitting here with Donovan, a recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. And the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family and sometimes share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, especially if I've never seen you on here before, please show me this. And then if you're not comfortable, you can go back to that. Just know that no one else, not even Donovan, can see you before I bring you up to the big screen. Also, in the comment section, it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So let's be as respectful as possible. And the same thing here on the panel. So today we're going to be talking about Roland Martin will host a Boule-A-Thon with civil rights leaders while Trump speaks. And I'm going to read you all the text that was sent to me, that was sent, I guess, from him or somebody that's related closely in his, business or whatever it is. And then we're going to have a conversation about that. And of course, we'll touch on what Trump, I guess, is going to talk about as he is going to be delivering a speech to Congress. It'll be a joint session with the Democrats and Republicans there as well. So we'll see. But in the meantime, who's on here? Alex Jackson, what's going on? He says, oh, goody, being sarcastic. Okay. Affectionate Earth, how you doing? Cynthia Haynes, what's going on? Volvo, I hope you're having a great day. Tracy, what is up? Text, what's going on with you? Mike, nice. Hope you are doing well. And I'll say hello to everybody else as you guys come on in the meantime. And Philip, what's going on? Donovan, what say you?
All right, what say me? Welcome you guys to the Demetra K show. If you missed the podcast, please go back and check that out. She did her podcast earlier today, so you got two and one live actions in one day. Do us a favor, you guys see the scrolling banner at the bottom there? If you guys want to continue to have these great conversations, there's ways you can contribute. You can do so by Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, money orders, whatever it takes. Also, do not forget to go and download the African Diaspora News Channel app. It's available on Google Play, Apple Store. And do not forget to check out the Philip Scott podcast. It comes on, at least here in California, it comes on here, I believe, at 7 o'clock here. Check it out. Phil is on the Democrats' heads. He's giving a lot of great information. If you missed the African Diaspora News Channel 20% off special for Black History Month, according to Philip Scott, hopefully later on in the year, he might be doing another special. He would like to do on his show, he would like to get 10 new subscribers every time he does a show. But Demetra, I think we're not as up on Phil as Phil's background is. So I think if we can get 5 subscribers a show, I think that would help contribute to the African Diaspora News Channel and get the word out. Also, if you guys are interested, in May, African Diaspora News Channel and this person right next to me, they will be live in Columbus, Ohio. So if you guys are interested in seeing Demetra K in person up front talking about the real, I guess you sign up. You can go to Demetra K's Facebook page. You can sign up and go through that and get the information in regards to that. But you can see Demetra K live, Brother Phil Scott, Vicki Dillard, and the rest of the hopefully the rest of the African Diaspora News Channel folks there. But Roland Martin is going to be a great topic. So again, I can't help it but do his mannerisms. He has a big following with the civil rights generation. So let's see what is going on. And Demetra, this is going to be a great topic. So I want to hear from our co-hosts, their opinions and what they think is going to be going on with Mr. Roland.
Yes, indeed. I actually coined that. I think I coined it. I don't know, earlier in our podcast, the Boule-A-Thon. I said Boule Soiree, and I went with Boule-A-Thon. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, you guys know that President Donald Trump is going to be having he's going to be delivering rather a speech to the joint session of Congress. Republicans and Democrats will be there. Now, of course, he's been in office 44 days, and there's a lot of things that he is trying to get done and some things that he's already gotten done, right? With the help of Elon Musk, Department of Doge. They have fired tens of thousands, from what I understand, federal workers, and there's more on the chopping block. Of course, their mission is to streamline the government as far as getting rid of waste and spending. This is what they're saying. I don't know how true it is. I'm just telling you what they're saying. Now, tonight it says President Donald Trump's upcoming address to a joint session of Congress is themed renewal of the American dream. In his speech, he is expected to outline his administration's achievement and future priorities, focusing on domestic policy, economic agenda. It says Trump plans to discuss strategies to tackle inflation and promote economic growth, including the implementation of tariffs and tax cuts. Of course, we know that there's been a lot of tariffs rendered today from that of Trump on China, more tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada. Of course, they are firing back. Government efficiency, of course, just talked about Doge. They're trying to streamline the government, immigration and border. They are delivering on their promises as far as deportating people on a mass level. And he's also going to talk about foreign policy. Of course, Ukraine, the conflict resolution. Of course, we saw them last week have a verbal fisticuff where J.D. Vance and Trump seemed like they kind of double teamed that of Vladimir Zelensky. Didn't go well. He ended up leaving. Of course, they're going to talk about peace in the Middle East. Of course, you know, there's a war in Gaza between Hamas and Israel. So it sounds like he's going to be trying to get Hamas to get to free, rather, the hostages that they have. Of course, Melania will be there and Elon will be there and some other people as well. Now, Democrat response will be delivered by Senator Elisa Slotkin, I think that's how you say it, of Michigan. And it says the Democrat response will be focused on economic issues and highlighting those adversely affected by Trump's policy. Of course, that'll go on tonight at 9 Eastern time. Now, I said all that to say, because it's important, I guess you should know that. But Roland Martin says that they're not going to be paying attention to that. He says they're going to turn a blind eye to that. In fact, this is the text message that went out, and it was sent to me from somebody, I guess, that was sent to them. And it says, please read this message and send it to as many people as you can. I was one that got it. It says, here is the plan for Tuesday from Roland Martin. On Tuesday, we are going to do the State of Our Union. We will go live at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we will go to midnight or 1 a.m. We will break this up into 30-minute blocks. We will have a Congressional Black Caucus members, labor leaders, civil rights, voting rights, business, grassroots activists, and millennials. We will not carry Donald Trump's speech. When Trump walks to the mic, we will go live to New Haven, Connecticut, where Reverend Barber will deliver our speech. My team will be servicing clips of the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon in chief, and we'll discuss after Barber is done. Spread the word. I would love to have 100,000 watching us live. And there's the link. Of course, you guys know where to find Roland on YouTube. And he says, spread the word. Okay. Now, my thing is this. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you voted for him or not, the couch, whatever you did, I think it's important to see what the president is talking about, whether you agree with him or not, right? You want to be informed. You don't want to be some of those people that's getting clips and memes and things like that, because that's part of our problem too. And I'm going to say this, and I know some people don't get mad, but it is what it is. We as Black people are easily misled because we listen to misleadership. And yes, I think at this point we can classify Roland Martin as misleadership. Now, listen, I don't want to take nothing away from the brother. I think he's very intelligent. He knows his stuff. However, I think we can all agree, most of us that have our eyes open, that Roland's has been on a mission to keep Black people enslaved on the Democratic plantation. Of course, you know, we know there's all these boycotts going on. There's this DEI pushback because for whatever reason, a lot of misleadership in the Black community have told us that we need to push back. I'm going to take this down. Push back against the system because they're getting rid of their DEI initiatives, whether it's corporations, whether it's the government. And for some reason, it's being sold that it affects us. Now, it doesn't affect Black people. Some, yes. But overall, no, it's white women, right? And so again, when you are told to not pay attention to what you probably should be paying attention to, you should ask why. Why is it? And I know why. And I've said this, I don't care what anybody says, Roland and all the other people like him, all the shields, the Boule, they got to be getting some out of keeping Black people asleep. They got to be getting something out of keeping Black people mad. And Black people need to ask why. Where are the solutions? Okay, great. You don't want us to go to Target. Where is the black grocery store? Are we talking about building a black grocery store or any of these other black businesses? Because the way it is now, and I'm not going to watch Roland because he's going to be on the one and I ain't going to be up. Okay. I might get some snippets or whatever, but I can only imagine he's inviting all the Congressional Black Caucus or whoever's going to show up, civil rights leaders of voting rights and all these other people. What y'all think they're going to talk about? You think they're going to talk about up you mighty nation, accomplish what you will? You think they're going to talk about do for self? No, they're going to say, hey, they won't let us in. And because Massa won't let us in a big house, we got to pretend like that really affects us. Now, I don't want to be remiss. Yes, we pay taxes and things like that, but we also see almost $2 trillion in the Black American community every year, but we give 97% of that away. So some of that we can control, right? With that. But these people who have these big giant platforms and then they continuously to sell degradation to Black people, keeping you mad. And I always ask y'all to think about this. If people are always keeping you mad, ask why. What's in it for them to keep you mad? What's in it for them to keep you on the precipice of being pissed off? What's in it for them to never give you solutions, to continue to lie? As I say, the DEI is a lie when it comes to us. Affirmative action is a lie when it comes to us. Now, is Trump better off than anybody else that's been in the White House for Black people? I would say no. But if you're really calling yourselves leaders, and the other question is this too, why doesn't anybody else have any leaders? Why do Black people have leaders? Why do they have to have leaders? And the people that they're calling leaders now, can you honestly say they're leading you? What have they led you to? A leader is, for one, going to lead you to good results, and they're also going to teach you the truth. A leader is not going to lie to you. A leader is going to teach you how to wash, rinse, repeat. You know what I would say they are? They are managers, okay? If you know, you know. A leader teaches other leaders. A leader is an all-inclusive, and they say, how do we get to here? A manager manages the talking points, the status quo, the same old, same old. We ain't going to deviate from the playbook. We're going to give them the playbook as it's been given to us and instruct to them and disseminate to them what they need to do. So when Roland does his Boule-A-Thon tonight, I'm not going to watch, but I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of Trump is bad. Trump is evil. Now, one person going to give you a solution. Not one. And you know what another thing is? They're not going to tell you that the reason why a lot of Black people didn't vote for the Democrats is because they didn't like what they were selling. They didn't like women and men's sports. They didn't like transgender surgeries for children. They didn't like all the immigration things that was going on. They didn't like Kamala and Biden telling us no, that we're not giving you reparations. And we didn't like them saying, well, I'll entertain a study. We didn't like that because what do you need to study? You know, slavery happened. You know, we get the money. We need the money. So they're not going to tell the truth. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to watch, but y'all can talk to me tomorrow. If you watch, you can say, you know what, Demetra, you were right. We'll get to the comments in just a minute.
Yeah, I mean, what more needs to be said than what you've already said? I mean, the same playbook is being used over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. The Democrats keep telling us how bad the Republicans are. But at the same time, what is their solution? What is their answer? What is it that they're going to do that's going to change our lives so drastically that we are just going to be so thankful and emboldened to the Democratic Party that there's no other that we would ever think of voting for? Why is it that 60 years, 70 years plus of giving 96% of our vote to one party, we are worse off now than we were before the 1950s? See, these are the questions we got to ask ourselves as we go into self-fulfillment. A lot of us are parents here, right? So think about it as a parent. If your child continually is getting Fs at a school and failing at a school, do you keep them in that school, or do you go and say, you know what, there's something in this school where I need a parent's choice, where I want to go to another school? That's the solution to the problem. You don't just keep the child in there where they're going to fail, they're going to fail, they're going to fail. But only Black people continually keep representatives in office that continually fail us. And this is the Kool-Aid that they are going to talk about tonight in Roland's Boule-A-Thon, because they have no answers, they have no solutions. Even if, I was in the military, right? And yes, I could sit there and be like, well, a good leader doesn't have a team with them and says, okay, well, I got 5 people giving me different ideas, but I'm going to make my own decision anyway. So why have the 5 people? If you're just going to be, general so-and-so and just do what I say and that's it, right? A good leader takes wise counsel. Those of us that have been in the military, we all know the backbone of the military is the enlisted ranks. The enlisted ranks is the backbone of the military. How do you get the best out of those enlisted ranks? You listen to the NCOs. A good leader listens to their NCOs. But see, our leaders, which we should not be calling them leaders, we should be calling them representatives or public servants. I have a small degree in social and behavioral science. That's a part of it. When and you can see in some of these people, good example, Tiffany Hinyard. There's another girl running in Dalton, lady running in Dalton. They just put her her video up, and she was going in on the electorate. But see, people like this, they think that they're unassailable because, oh, I'm the leader. Oh, I'm running. I'm this. And it just gets into their heads. But see, if you call them public servants, that part servant makes them remember, oh, I work for this person. Representative, I work for this person. We got to stop calling these people leaders. And again, this Boule Fest is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a waste of time because there is no solutions, especially when it comes to the Black population. Pastors, if they're, I'm not going to watch it because my interest and my money is based on what is going on in the government of the United States, not this Black fantasy Boule BS that wants to distract me. I need to know what they're going to do and, what's going to be happening. So, and again, this is why a lot of white people and, people in Congress, have you guys, like Nancy Pelosi, she has a 73% percentile approval rating in her stocks because she's an inside trader. You got to pay attention to where the money is. So we are way past, these pastors have lost credibility. These Black representatives have lost credibility. What would be the point of watching the Roly Fest when most of the people that are going to be in it have lost credibility? But I want to hear what you guys got to say. So let's get into it.
Absolutely. So I'm going to start reading you guys' comments, and hello to everybody that's come on here. Panther Strike says they have Queen Demetra Roland and Conk Hairdo Al Sharpton are paid to lie and practice benign neglect against us. That's exactly what it is. And they're just furthering that along, and of course, they got 4 years. And they're going to do this all for 4 years because they can't afford to continue to lose Black voters for the Democrat Party. But that's going to happen because we're going to continue to wake up, and they're going to fight like hell to keep Black people on the plantation. And you have to ask yourself, why? What's in it for you? What's in it for them, actually, to keep doing that? Do you feel better since the Democrats, I know not the Republicans, but the Democrats, because that's who they root for, right? Do you feel better? Are you better off under the misleadership of these Black leaders, so-called, right, in the Democrat Party? If the answer is no, then why keep following that? Billy, how you doing? Says a brief history lesson during the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Senator John Bingham is on record as having stated in a nutshell that the natural born citizen cannot be born of foreigners at all. Okay, thank you for that. Multifaceted said he certainly didn't have a problem capitalizing on Joy's ousting and sending out SOS to her followers to enhance himself. Yeah, Donovan was telling me about that. It's like, yikes. Tell us how you're a vulture without actually telling us you're a vulture. Because why wouldn't you just ask Joy Reid? I don't know if he did or not, but I would think you'd say, hey, Joy, You're always welcome to come over here and and do what you were doing at MSNBC over here. But hey, Joy, come on, followers, come on over. But the fact that he's saying come on over also says that they have the same playbook. So what she's saying is no different than me. So come on over. We're going to continue to spoon feed you nonsense. And again, like I said, the fact that he's saying we're not going to watch, y'all should watch. That way you can line it up and see if he's telling the truth. Because he's going to get back on it. I'm sure he's going to watch it sometime, right? I don't know if Roland's just completely not going to watch, but he'll probably come on and spew to you his opinion of what he saw. Watch it for yourself. That way you can say, well, I hear what you're saying, but that ain't what I heard. You know what I mean? All right. So let's see. I got to skip down. And Critical, he says, a wise man told me the Democrat Party keeps us poor. They do, because they keep that carrot in front of us, right? All right. Gina, how you doing? He says, I didn't used to believe what people said about Roland, but the writing is on the wall. The man is not for us. He's about his money. He gets paid to keep us down. And you know what? I don't have a problem with anybody being about their money, but I have a problem with people being about their money when they keeping you from it. That's what I have a problem with. Because with the platform that he has, he should be telling Black people, knock all this whining and crying off. Look what it did for our ancestors. Absolutely nothing. It helped dilapidate our communities when the civil rights movement and a false idea of it came along and we moved away from each other. Our communities went up in smoke. And then we tried to be with white people who didn't want to be like with us. And here we are, even in 2025, still crying about what white people won't let us do. And Roland Martin and your Al Sharptons and your Ben Crumps and all those cats are leading the charge on that. And I'm like, when Black people wake up, those cats are going to be obsolete. So they got to sell you all of that nonsense. Texture says, Roland never been on Black-owned media. He's only been on white media and white-owned and controlled Black media after Clinton destroyed real Black media in the 1990s. Now, I know he's on News One. I know that's owned by Kathy Hughes. I don't know if she's under somebody, but I know she's considered to be Black-owned media. I don't know if that has changed. She actually is, one of the first Black-owned media, if I'm not mistaken. On the level that she was, right? Or is radio, television, in all of that. So Priscilla, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Reggie says Trump will be on at 11 a.m. Here, I'll be wide awake and tuned in to hell. Where you know what? Y'all better stop. Okay, I'm scrolling down Republic Room. How you doing? Says Roland continues the bug dance for Democrats, and he wants y'all to do it too. And y'all, not y'all, but them over there, you need to start asking why. Why do I do? What am I getting from that? At some point in time, we got to be asking for the return on investment. I vote, or I'm watching, I'm rooting for. What do I get for it? What's in it for me? With them. That's a term. With them. What's in it for me to continue to be, stay on the plantation per se? Sherman, how you doing? Says all this energy needs to go for reparations, building our communities. Absolutely. But it's rare that you'll hear the ilk of Roland, your Owls and your Jasmine Crockett's and your Joys and your Angela Rye's and all that. It's rare that you ever hear them talk about reparations. They might give it a small conversation, but they're not going to give it the conversation it needs. Like, don't nothing move until the money moves in the direction of Black Americans. They're not going to never say that. They want to do this all-inclusive conversation. But how can it be all-inclusive when Black Americans are always left out? And they know that. They're not stupid. They know we're left out. But as my dear brother Jonell always says, it's the illusion of inclusion. As long as Black people think that we're invited to the party, then we'll always stand at the door waiting for the bouncer to let us in. But the litmus test is, do you actually get in? And when you get in, what kind of party favors do you get? Are you the maid or the butler, or are you actually being served? See? I love my black ad. I love my ad block. How you doing? It says, my people will still sing those stupid songs. We shall overcome and lift every voice and sing. And I don't have a problem with it necessarily, but when are we going to overcome? Is that even the goal? And if it's not the goal for us to overcome. It's the goal for us to be on a precipice of, it's like when you go to the doctor, right? You go to the doctor, he says, wow, you're very ill. You know what? I'm going to give you 2 of these and call me in the morning. When he could very easily say, hey, you're ill because your diet is bad, you don't exercise and you don't drink water and you maybe not getting enough sleep and you need to abstain from a lot of things that are stressing you out, right? If he gives you the game, then he's going to be out of business. So he's got to keep you just on the precipice of feeling better, even though you're still sick. So let's see. Reggie says Michael Eric Dyson will definitely be on there. Make it make it a big word to keep black people bedazzled and confused. I cannot stand you. Bedazzled and confused. Common man, where have you been? I was about to send out a search party for you. It says Martin is getting the same thing out of keeping black people down as the leaders in Africa get, and that is money and butter biscuits. As long as he gets his, he's happy, period. Yeah, and that's black leadership, black misleadership. That's what they do. There's money in keeping black people asleep. All right, so skipping on down, Carrie says they thought getting rid of DEI was going to hurt us the most. Yeah, but how could it hurt us if it never benefited us, right? Thunder, did you go on assignment? Are you in the building? What did you learn? Maureen, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Easy E, how you doing? I didn't see you last time or the time before, I don't think, but I'm glad you're here. Georgia Rose, what's going on with you? Long time no see. Facts Not Feeling says, I'm suspicious that Roland Martin don't want more blacks to listen to Trump because we may just learn something new and how to do business differently to benefit ourselves. Yeah, but only somebody who was benefiting from you staying asleep would tell you to keep your eyes closed. Don't go watch that. Watch me instead. Watch you do what? That's the president of the United States, whether we like it or not. What he says may, and I'm sure it will, right, have an effect on you, whether it's good or it's bad. So wouldn't you want to know firsthand? See, we got to stop that. That's the same thing we do when we go to church. Listen to the pastor. He don't never open no Bible no more. Don't open no Bible. He just running around, yabba dabba doo, Scooby Doo, and I should have bought a Honda, and you right behind him. And then somebody asks you, what did you learn in church today? I don't know, but it was good. That's the same thing you're going to get tonight. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Going on down, Arneba, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Thunder says, has anyone else noticed that there aren't any start seedlings at the big box store? Well, honestly, I haven't went to look, but now that you tell me, I guess I should be concerned. Yeah, people are starting to say, okay, let me go on and get the hoeing. And I do mean gardening. Gardening. Philip, he says,
no, they're hoeing out here too. So trust me, they're hoeing out here too.
How would you know?
Because you told me about Bissonnette.
I ain't told you that. When I went to look for Bissonnette, they have
told me about Pomona. You told me about all these streets out here.
They moved it when I was over there. I said, let me go see what they doing on Bissonnette, and it hadn't moved. I guess they shook the spot. So I got to find out where the new spot is. Hey, Mr. South Carolina, how you doing? All right, so I'll skip down. It's because I am very behind. Jump Shot, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Lily, what's going on with you? And then I'll catch back up, you guys, I promise. Thunder says, I rolled back there, and it must have been someone very important the way they were huddled around that person. I guess we'll find out, huh? Sunlight, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Kara Ranch, she says, dang, I'm late. No, yeah, we're right on time. We only been here less than 30 minutes, but I'm sure you were here before that. Gina, he says, yeah, Mr. Roland, I'm blackity black. Matthew says, Roland is selfish and don't want any competition. No, he doesn't. He's trying to monopolize blackness, I guess. Define that, if you will. But he wants to be the sweetheart of black media and new black media, which is what we consider ourselves to be. We're saying, you know what? Listen to Roland, but listen to Roland with some education. Because Roland, like I said, he's good at what he does. He's very smart. He's a good orator, and I believe he knows exactly what to say. Because I'll tell you what, I have conversations with a lot of elderly people who watch Roland, and I have to spend some time undoing the brainwashing. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. You know now. Now turn him off. What did Kendrick Lamar say? Turn the TV off, turn Roland off, okay? Respectfully, T. He says, is Trump willing to ruin the last century of international relationship with our closest allies because he's a Russian asset or because he wants rubles? And I think you put that comment last time and dunces to believe he's a great deal maker. I mean, that's why you need to watch his State of the Union or actually address to Congress so you can find that out yourself. Don't let everybody else tell you what to think. Go and find out for yourself, please. 147 Savage, how you doing? It says Flint, Michigan. Is that where you're from? Michigan in the house. Critical, you say facts. Okay, let's see. Skipping on down. Sister Shirley, how you doing? It says Roland is afraid of competition because of the new black media. Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself. And I know the African Diaspora News Channel, Brother Phil, we just try to tell the truth. That's it. We try to tell the truth. And y'all can do it what you want. As Donovan says, we always say, go see for yourself. That's what I do. When I see something that may be, as our brother Reggie said, bedazzled, I go see if there's something behind it, right? And a lot of times it's not. Celeste says, I think all mainstream Black media, it says a boycott, play union, tonight, Sirius XM, Urban View, mention it all day. So why? But again, are white people telling their people to boycott the state of Trump's address? Asians, Hispanics, anybody else? Why do Black people got to be in the dark? Come on now, wake up. Why are they telling Black people to remain in the dark? I don't like everything I listen to, but I listen to all kind of thought process. Well, not all, because I try to guard my mind. My daddy said you got to fight for your insanity every day, and I believe that wholeheartedly. But I listen to different points of views. I'm not going to just stay on one point of view because I want to be able to research, line it up, and see if that jives and all that. But why are Black people telling, Black media telling Black people not to watch Trump? That's concerning to me. Why don't they want you to know? And why don't you want to know? Honestly. Bernard says, Democrat shields love keeping Black people poor, period. Wake up, people, sad program, slaves, wake up. Yep. Non-swirl zone, how you doing? Says, I wonder if we would have known about all of this U.S. aid and other money being misappropriated had Kamala won. No, you would not have. You would not have. Because her and Biden were misappropriating. When they opened those borders wide open and said, come on over, and gave all this money, sounds like some of the Democrat mayors were shortchanged, but that's a different story. When they gave all this money out for illegal immigration, yeah, they know what but we would have never known that. We as Black Americans would have continued being kicked to the bottom of the totem pole while everybody else coming over here buying houses and getting money and food, education, all kind of stuff, while Black people are the most homeless population in the United States of America. But yet Kamala and Biden were all right, and she would have been all right with that if she had won. Black people would have gotten more of nothing, and Roland and all of them would have co-signed all that nonsense like they did before. So
I believe Vicki Dillard reported today, it's alleged that the California CBC has, what did she say? And this is alleged that they have redirected, or basically are stealing the reparations funding, and they're trying to redirect it, or in some way away from Black people. Now that's alleged. It's still being recorded, but this is the Black leadership that we have. Now, I was born in Louisiana, and I was on Facebook just before we came on TV, came on the internet just now, and I'm sitting there looking at my family members and other people having a great time doing all this stuff, right? These are the same people that will still vote against their interests because they're so distracted doing what they're doing. Now, I'm not saying you can't have fun and all this other stuff. You got smartphones, you could probably watch all this other stuff. But it's amazing to me that I see all of these things that are happening in the world, and people are panicking, and Roland and those people are keeping everybody scared, right? But at the same time, I don't see people's lifestyle changing or being prepared for the worst case scenario. That's the problem, I believe, with us as Black people. We don't take nothing seriously until it becomes serious.
Reactive and not proactive. And Cynthia, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Says, as FBA, I've gotten several phone calls advising me to connect with our First Lady Trump, who is she is one of my favorites on certain issues pertaining to Flint water crisis and our cancer diagnosis. I need your advice. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr., since that is kind of his platform, making sure the food source, and I imagine the water source is healthy. I'd imagine they already know, but see, that's the stuff that needs to be talked about. Roland ain't gonna be talking about that. They want you to be mad at Trump, but they're not talking about it. And that was done under Democratic leadership. And Cynthia, I know, especially if you're in Detroit, Michigan, that was done under Democratic leadership to predominantly Flint, predominantly Black town, diverting the good water source and from a bad water source and doing what is done. Of course, we saw Obama. He went in there and pretended to drink dirty water. You can drink it, but everybody who's there now said this water ain't potable. It's not drinkable water, right? So I would say, you know, and maybe beckon on to people like your Rollins and your Al Sharptons and stuff. Why y'all run around pretending that Target and Walmart are our enemies? What about the water there in Flint that we can't drink or take baths in?
And you know, I want to add to that. Why is it that I don't care if it was Abel Braun, you know, Hitler's wife in Germany, you have to go to the people who have the power to make a difference to help your situation. I don't care if it is Trump. I don't care if it is Biden. If they have the power, Demetri, what is it that you always say? Nothing that your mom told you, nothing worth a try.
Nothing beats a fail but a try.
A fail but a try. So yeah, I'm going to go to those people that have the power and the issues. Just because Roland and these pastors talk about, we don't like Trump, so, you know, y'all stay away from there. And I'm just, you know, trying to paraphrase. It makes no sense to me that here you guys are in Flint and whatever crisis you guys are into, you're not going to go there and get that no, but you might get a yes. You don't know, but they're going to tell you not to go there because of their hatred for a person, or they don't, you know, you might look like a sellout. If it's going to save people's lives and it's going to better my situation, I don't care who it is, Zelensky, Putin, I don't care. I'm going to take care of my situation.
I said, man, they done got rid of Bissonnette. That's crazy. And hello to everybody's come on here. Frederick, you say it's really sad the way FBAs have allowed the Democrats to misuse and abuse it for so long. Yeah, we just got to wake up. It's because we've been put to sleep and we think that the misleadership, they know better than us, right? Oh, they know what they talking about. It's like, what? Why haven't our situation improved? If they lead us somewhere, leaders lead you to a result. What result have we been led to? Honestly, it's that simple. It's not a hard question. These leaders who say they are leaders, what results have they led us to? And are we better off under their leadership? Just asking. And family says elderly people have been here too long to be fooled by Roland. Well, I think that's probably a good amount of his, you know, audience. Fast Not Feeling says Trump is a Russian asset. Trump gave Stinger missiles to delete Russians in their tank by the thousands. He's not a friend of Russia. Okay. Quicks, how you doing? Says, I think it's centuries long plot. Trump and Dems are playing out. Fabians versus others. Says Huxley's Rhodes, their American followers. This has been planned a long time ago. You know what? I really believe that you're on to something. Alicia says, does it really matter at this point? And how you doing? And Jupiter, he says, the problem is this boycott is a false projection and does nothing because these corporations will get our dollars one way or the other. I mean, how many people you think was out there on the day after the boycott, spending that good old money? Sunlight says, Demetri K, our reparations are coming on a gold card. We'll see. We'll see. I've heard about that gold card. I'm going to do a story about it tomorrow from a different point of view.
You want to know what's crazy? We have a better chance of getting reparations from Trump than we did Biden. Sorry.
Hey, Negroes and Child of God, how you doing? Says they think they own black people. Some black people will listen too. Yeah, look how crazy they was acting when they found out some black people voted for Trump or didn't vote. Talking about Joy Reid, talking about don't sit down at the dinner table with people who voted for Trump, and it's like, golly. Y'all butter biscuits must be.
They were talking, leave your man, don't give your man no loving and all this craziness.
Don't tell your man you're voting for, if your man is a Trump supporter, don't tell your man you voting for Kamala. Just do it and say, yeah, I voted for Trump. Kind of mess is that, trying to get people beat up in these streets? You don't know what kind of man she married. I mean, I shouldn't make light of that, but I'm just saying, like, on one hand, we care so much about women, but you're telling her to lie to her man and potentially get a tailbone kicked in. I don't know. I don't sound like good advice to me. A. Davis, how you doing? Says they don't want you to know how they really are and that they are your enemies too. They want you ignorant so you will miss the part they play in Trump's madness. Come on now. Jay, how you doing? Says when and what time is Trump addressing the nation? 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I imagine it's 8 o'clock my time. because I'm in, the central time zone. So yeah, adjust from that point, but 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I think most people be asleep because I know I would be. Diane, how you doing? More Sam, thank you once again for the donation. Says Vicky D did a piece on Joy Reid and the Boule deliberately trying to sway Black Americans from wanting tangibles and reparations. Check it out, fam. Yes, indeed. Quick, she says, you're right, Demetria, historically right. Anybody but Black people set up to get ahead. Brother James Muhammad, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says these Black so-called leaders are bought and paid for by the white political leaders. Didn't they not see Savior's Day 2025? Keep pushing, dear sister. You're on point. Absolutely. They're all bought and paid for on both sides. Both sides. And Black people, though, we're the only ones that are told to be asleep. Don't be in the know. Just don't watch. Watch me instead. It's crazy to me. Mr. South Carolina says Andrew Johnson, a white supremacist Confederate sympathist, replaced Lincoln. He says struck down 40 acres in the mule during Reconstruction. That is correct. And white folks got
correction. Lincoln did not strike that down because he got killed. It was Johnson.
Correct. You're actually correct. Yes. Thank you for that. And then they in turn gave white people, their land, massa, the stuff that they lost.
The Homestead Act, and they gave them the home, all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Brother Damon, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Once again, Gentile Killer, how you doing? Says Roland Butter Biscuit Martin. Tracy says Donovan is the freedmen's money that they want to scatter to other groups outside of us. There is footage of Kamali explaining now it's going to be how it's going to be directed. Yeah, she says the Freedmen's Bureau for Black and Brown. See, that's the kind of stuff your Rollins and them, they on board for that kind of stuff. Brown people in the Freedmen's Bureau. Wasn't no brown people out there picking cotton with our people. How the hell they get in the Freedmen's Bureau? But they don't call that stuff out. They want to sell y'all that kind of stuff. It is all-inclusive stuff, while Black people, again, are never included.
And speaking of which, a great video you did this, it broke this morning about the Latina that was giving Blacks their flowers. So that was a great video.
Yeah. Ernest, he says the Boule are the house in of today. They hate when we want to be free from the slave master. Remember what's better than what we have here. Yes. That Malcolm X said it, of course, under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, of course, Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, of course, has been saying that for a long time. So none of this is new to us, right? But absolutely, they want to keep you on the plantation.
Right, and you guys are aware that the Congressional Black Caucus is no longer FBA based. It is run and led by first generation immigrants that have come into the country. Look at their platform and what they prioritize as first. Other than going against Donald Trump, their number 2 prioritization is immigration and forcing immigration into that. And of course, they would be that way being first generation immigrants. So there you have it. So as FBAs, people that are born here, we are no longer a priority of this Congressional Black Caucus. So I think they need to stop calling it Congressional Black Caucus.
Yeah, they're the only ones with a mission statement that says, I want to say Black Americans and other marginalized communities. Nobody else, other caucuses mission statement says that. D. Sosa, how you doing? He says, I've been watching y'all since y'all days on the 5-star general, RIP to him. He says, I've been tuned in with you. And I got to say, every single word Demetria said about Roland has been what I've been trying to tell folks. Yeah, and keep ringing the alarm. People are starting to wake up. Because there's a lot of people who, and listen, at one point in time, Roland was considered the voice of Black media. He was, but then somewhere, I think a lot of people lost respect for him when he had Umar Johnson on there, and Umar Johnson ate his lunch and dinner and all the grandma cookies when he brought him on there to try to.
And then when the money came out, yeah,
when they tried to ambush him, I think a lot of people's like, wait, what's going on here? Thank you once again, more Sammy. Wonder how much Rolling and the Boule liquors are being paid this time to manipulate Black Americans. I don't know. I do know that they got a pretty penny from Kamala's campaign. I don't know how much they are being paid, if they are being paid at all. But I just, what's it? Even if you deduce it down to something like YouTube views, You keep people mad and angry. They come and they watch, and and they're because it feeds what they believe to be the truth. You're mad, and you have a right to be mad. I ain't gonna necessarily tell you why you should be mad, or I might tell you why, but I'm never gonna give you a solution. Because if I give you a solution, then I won't eat as greedy as I usually eat. Right? Same thing for a lot of pastors. I can, tell you to have faith and sow a seed of faith, Sister Johnson. Yeah, I know you. That's your light bill money, but put it in the offering. And if you're in the dark, you don't need no light bulb when you have Jesus, who is the light. Right? Now, if they tell you, okay, sister, pay your light bill, we the church, we get the money. Don't pay use your light bill money for us. If they tell you that, then you might not show up again. Sherry, welcome back. It says, never cut off your nose and spite your face. My mom used to say that all the time too. It says, at least I don't hate Trump more than I love myself. That's for damn sure. Okay, now. God is intellect. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna skip down, y'all, so I can catch up. Jay, how you doing? It says Zelensky nor Putin live in the USA. Correct. They sure be over here a lot, don't they? All right.
Yes, but Zelensky and his wife have several properties in the United States and in Europe. And all that money that we sent over there was unaccountable. So how does this man been able to buy all these properties? And yet he keeps coming over here, hat in hand, begging for money, begging for more money, begging for more money and weapons.
Yeah, well, they was giving it to him. Somebody want to give me that kind of money, I'm not gonna say, oh, you keep it. I don't need it. Yeah. I'll find a bank account to put it in. Tito, how you doing? Says they getting them biscuits and gravy all day long, right? Yeah, CJ says Vicky Dillard told Joyless read up. Yeah. Of course, y'all know Joy lost her job from MSNBC. Sherman says, I already know what Roland's going to do. Same old playbook. Yeah, you're gonna. I mean, again, I cannot reiterate that enough. Why is he telling black people not to watch, or anybody else that's black? Don't watch Trump. Come over here and watch us. Watch you do what? What am I watching you do? Are you giving us solutions? Or are you keeping us pissed off? That's what we should ask that for anybody that's asking us to watch them or asking us for their time. That's why over here, we get it turned up a little bit every once and again, but I'm not going to purposely try to keep you mad and lie to you and not give you a solution, because that's not fair. That only benefits me if I do that, right? I study cults. I'm weird, y'all. There's a lot of things I study. I probably wouldn't tell you that I study, but cults, it's the same thing. Some will say MAGA's a cult. And yeah, I think there's a lot of people in MAGA that are believe that they're in a cult. They act like they're in a cult. The Democrat plantation is a cult, right? Blue MAGA, it's a cult. But cults, they're successful because they keep you on the precipice of hope, and they tell you there's an enemy out there. We got to do everything to stay away from them. Even go to Guyana, Jim Jones and them, David Koresh, and all these Charlie Manson, Helter Skelter. There's an enemy, and we got to do A, B, C, and D. Even if we go into this bunker and we don't come out, and they got to tell you somebody's out to get you, so they keep your attention, so they can continue to being seen as the leader, and they benefit from that. It's a formula to it. But boy, I tell you, if I ever tried to use that formula, I'd be wealthy. But then I know there's a downside to that. You got to pay for misleading people. That's why I say don't do it, because you will pay for that. You will. Roland, he says, not Roland Martin, but Roland says, Roland Butt Cheek Martin is a clown. Well, damn. Tell us how you really feel. Thunder says butter biscuits with steamed pure cane syrup. If you know, especially older Southern folks. Well, I don't know nothing about it. Hoghead cheese, how you doing? Says, I guess it pays to be a D politician. They're all becoming wealthy somehow off of selling you degradation. Mad Dog says the baby boomers have destroyed our minds being stuck on the Democrat plantation. Those are Jimmy Carter Democrat plantation black people. Yep. Sherry says, of course, Roly Poly. Y'all got so many names for this man. Don't want us to get anything. He's not FBA. He wouldn't be able. I'm just hoping these $5 don't get anything. When we do get our money, they better come with proof that they are FBA. Absolutely undisputed truth. How you doing? Says immigrants have infiltrated Black American population. They tried to anyway, right? But Trump and Tom Homan says, yeah, hold our bear. Michelle, he says Vicky D also talked about how Hannity, Fox News helped Joy Reid help keep her job. I do not watch Hannity, but it shows us that they are all on the same team and helping one another push fake news. Every last one of them, all of them, because if they don't listen, if they say it ain't really that big of a deal, ain't that much going on, y'all gonna be all right. Listen, you've been through worse and you're gonna survive. They got on the news and said that. They'll be like, people say, okay, I don't need to watch, but they got to keep you in fear. I know that when I don't watch the news, I might watch snippets here and there, but I know when I was a regular news watcher, I was always paranoid. And when you figure it out, it's like, that's by design. We got to keep you coming back. We got to keep our audience because the audience keeps us paid, right? The advertisers love platforms with big giant audiences that can be influenced. So let's see here. Buckhorse, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. Lawrence Jones, how you doing? He says the real outrage from them should no pardons. Oh, should be no pardons for Fonnie, Braggs, James, that jumped out the window for Biden. Yeah, he left them swinging in the wind. Just out there swinging. Just didn't say goodbye. I'm going to miss you. Nothing. He pardoned Fauci, his brother.
Yeah, and did you guys hear that Trump took their security clearances? So think about this. He's appealing his conviction. Trump took their security clearances, so now they can't even go into federal buildings. I know they can send an assistant to do it, but those particular people won't be able to even access security clearance or federal buildings now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm going to skip down, y'all. I see y'all comments, though. I don't want you to think I'm not. Mackie Samuels, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And I'm going to catch up. And we got about 10 more minutes, and we're going to get out of here on time today because we was here an hour and a half earlier. And I need to save my voice because a lot of videos to record tomorrow. Siku, how you doing? Says the King Randall interview lost him respect to. Yes, that young brother. I think he's 24, 25 now. He has the black school for boys. I think it's in Atlanta and all of that. Yeah. Roland don't like nobody that's actually being progressive as black people. He don't. He does not like progressive black people because, again, somebody said it best. He doesn't want to share. He wants everybody else to think that he is the king of the Negroes, you know?
Yeah, again, it's like the Tiffany Hinyard interview he did. You saw two people with the similar personalities where, it's them, and whatever. He didn't push back on her or any of that. It was just like, eesh.
Yeah. Jamila, how you doing? Says, please make this make sense. Why are there white Republicans, white Dems, Asian Democrats, Asian Republicans, Hispanics, Dem Republicans, and it's a crime for black people to vote Republicans because they are told somehow that they own us, that we are a monolith and we should vote the same, we should walk the same, we should think the same. And if you exercise free thought, right? If you are free thinkers, that's what they say. Then there's something wrong with you. How dare you? There must be something wrong with you. You want to vote for a Republican. It's like, well, damn, the Democrat that you've been voting for 19,000 years that died on the seat, they ain't moved the needle for black people, but you mad at black people saying, okay, enough. I'm tapping out. I don't want to vote for no more Democrats. Let's try Republicans, see if we can get the potholes in the street filled. If we can, get something done in our community. So it's like, but they are taught that they own us. They don't own us. And we need to remember that they don't own us. They'll try to guilt you and get all the little minions after you to follow you all on social media. I've been called everything but a child of God, okay? And I don't care, okay? Because doesn't affect me. But because you think I voted for Trump or I didn't vote at all or whatever, you mad at me because I didn't vote for Kamala. Kamala wasn't going to give my vote. She wasn't going to give my vote in 2020. So what make you think I'm going to give it to you now? So yeah, I agree with
you. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I was talking to a elder, seasoned person, and we were talking about how we're going to talk about it. And do you know what their out was to me, Demetra? Biden's gone. Biden don't matter no more. It's like, wait a minute, but Biden is relevant to the conversation. It don't matter with Biden. And see, this is what they do to gaslight you. Because now Biden's gone. Now Trump is going to wreck the country and whatever. You didn't see what just happened the last 4 years? Well, Biden's gone. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's Trump now. It's Trump, right? But ask yourself this. What if your life gets better under Donald Trump? What if it does? If your life gets better under Donald Trump, what is that, a bad thing? You're not going to give him his flowers? I'm not a Ronald Reagan supporter, but some of the things Ronald Reagan said, I believe. Think about this. This is a problem in our government. When Biden came into office from Trump, he reversed 150 executive orders that Trump had put in. What was the first thing Trump did when he came back into office? He reversed 180 executive orders Biden put in. So what's getting done for the American people? Nothing. But Ronald Reagan said, I would rather have 60% of 100 than 0% of 100. And that's the problem that we are having. It's like being a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. You look good, you sound good, Jasmine Crockett, but let's check your paperwork. Do you guys realize all that rah-rah that Jasmine Crockett talks, if you look at her congressional record, ain't a damn thing for Black people on it. Ain't a damn thing for Black people on it. Again, don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to what Demetra's saying. Research what we're saying. If what I'm saying is false, go check it out for yourself. So yeah, she sounds good, got the sister braids in and, the weave and everything, and she looking good. But the midterms are coming up. Go check out her opponent that is coming up that's running under the Republican banner. He's a brother. He's family oriented. He's, got himself together. He's a lawyer. He was in the military. But oh yeah, girl, she got this. You are sitting in the seat and you haven't done one thing for Black people, but you've done for immigration. You've done for everybody else. Let's check the paperwork.
Absolutely. And Thunder, you crazy. Talking about he trying to go do some interviews, but he might need to compensate them, but he don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, you might just need to do them. Say, hey, the interview was free. If you don't mind lending me your time, and still you crazy as hell. Talking about the Congressional Black Caucus need to submit a list of 5 things that they've done for Black Americans. Lawrence. He says no confidence vote from CBC, NAACP, Urban League, and Boule. Yeah, they're all the same, right? They're all one and the same, rolled up tight. Let's see here. CJ says their lives were better during the last term, and they are still dragging his name, so I don't expect them to take advantage of it this time. The Hustle Life says Rolly says, she says Trump, I don't know if that you spelled that wrong, is going to put us back to Jim Crow. Well, what is he doing? Is he leading you anywhere outside of Jim Crow? He's giving you the sweet Lord, sweet chariot. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Where is Roland leading you? Where is Al leading you other than Costco? Where is he leading you to? Any of them? I don't know. I just can't follow anybody that's not taking me nowhere. It's like somebody said, come on. And then you just find out you're just running in circles. You're running in circles. Follow me. Okay. But it seems like we're running in circles. Don't worry about that. Just keep following me. I know what I'm talking about. Don't look. I know they over there telling you, no, this is the way. Don't follow them. Just keep following me. You're running in circles is what you're doing. Alicia says, this is why I pay Crockett no mind. Yeah, I'm glad people starting to wake up to Miss Jasmine Crockett. Empty wagon. Alicia, I'm sorry. And Carrie says, I would rather have an enemy that I'm facing than one behind my back. Come on now. Damien says Jasmine Crockett will be the first congressional broken tool. We'll see, because she showed what's going hard in the paint for Biden. Shirley say we need cash payment reparations for chattel slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, and a host of other ills. Black Americans are underpaid, overstressed, overtaxed, and overworked. You ain't lying. Jamila says things that make you say, says those Black people who hate Trump need to watch his State of the Union address because they wouldn't want to know what their enemy's next move is and how it would affect you. Yeah, I agree. But again, y'all remember that. That's Roland telling y'all not to do that. Come on, watch me. Rant and rave, bust blood vessels because I'm mad all the time, Michelle says, and Jasmine will not do anything for Black folks. She is owned by AIPAC, and their agenda does not include doing anything for Black folks. As Denise Hampton, how you doing? Says, is it true that you can only do something for the committee that you are assigned to? So you're talking about is it the Black Congressional Caucus? They do for everybody else. The Asians, go look it up. Asians don't say that. Hispanic Caucus, none of them else say that. Marginal and other marginalized communities, but the Black Caucus, they're the only ones that say it, and they do for everybody else but Black people.
Yeah, there is no law or rule that says you can't jump and help another committee do, what it is you need to do. See, this is the thing that they put among themselves. Do you guys realize there's over 67 members of the Congressional Black Caucus? There's only 2 seats that control the House. All it takes is 2 seats to control the House. So if I was the leader of the Congressional Black Caucus, I would go to the Republicans and say, look, I know you want these things and you need these votes. I've got 60-something votes behind me as the leader. If you work with me and give me what I want, I will definitely make sure you get what you want. But they don't do that because they're Democrats first.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Ernest, you're right. He says Sharpton took himself out of the streets and into MSNBC. He's bought in, right? FM, he says, I'm watching the State of the Union in case Trump says I'm going to pay y'all. I'm gonna put y'all back in change, right? We need to be able to get our knapsack and we can be on the run.
Yeah, and by the way, anybody seen the slave patrols? Has anybody seen him tear up the Constitution? You guys do realize that the majority of his executive orders are going to be overturned by the Supreme Court. But see, that's not the point. He is showing the people that put him in the office that he is trying to put his promises into place. Democrats don't do that. They get in there and they go, that $2,000 we said we were going to give you if you got us the Senate and give us the whole control of government. Well, Trump already gave you $1,600, so we're just going to give you $400. They don't do anything.
And nobody made a big stink about that.
Exactly. They don't do anything. We didn't get the federal task force on policing. We didn't get student debt forgiveness. We didn't get anything. And we just let them get away with it.
Hey, Brother Jonell, how you doing? And Brother Raven, what's going on? I see you responding to Sherman. Yeah, so we are right on time. We're going to get out of here because Donovan and I were here earlier live and I have to preserve my voice. I have 15 videos to do tomorrow, African Diaspora News Channel. So I got to rest my voice.
That's right. I don't care what you do. You get those videos out.
I be telling myself that, okay? I don't care what's going on. You get these videos out. That's how you got to get it done. Cynthia says FBA didn't get a damn thing. Not at all. And Lauren, she says that part plus IRS harassment.
Yeah. 80,000 agents to shake you down in your pockets. Trump gets rid of 80,000 agents, and people want me to feel sorry for federal employees. And then he's talking about getting rid of the IRS in general. Now we know how taxation works. We're not even going to go into that. But the point is, who would be against IRS agents and the IRS being abolished? Who would be against that? But they're telling you, Black folks, see, get rid of him, messing the government up. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, he could get rid of it today. I'll be all right. I ain't even did my taxes yet because I'm waiting to see. I guess I won't hold my breath, but it remains to be seen. So anyway, y'all, okay, listen, I'm 85, 80% sure that we'll be on here tomorrow with Walter. He said he's ready. We're going to talk about the money. Everybody's been, well, not everybody, but a lot of people have been saying, where is Walter? And where is Miss Sweets? Yeah, she's always saying, where is Walter Wednesday? Yeah, so we're gonna
Miss Sweets is around. I mean, she's handling her business up there in Wisconsin, but she's still around.
Absolutely. Roger, how you doing? Says peace be with thee both. I have Boule family members. This year's family reunion will be real interesting. Make sure you get some video footage of it. I want to see what happens.
CJ, real quick, CJ says they said he was going to put us in war. Now they're crying because he's undiplomatic. But here's the funny thing, CJ. He's trying to establish peace by any means necessary. He's trying to do it, but he's supposed to put us in war. It's crazy.
Yes, indeed. And so thank you. Again, Walter will be here. So he says tomorrow. we're going to get to the money because that's what we need, right? We need to learn how to get to the money. Thank you, brother Damon. Love it, appreciate you. Rock Bush, how you doing? Says IRS isn't a government entity, just a collection of taxes. True. So all that remains to be seen. I'm going to watch the state, whether he's going to address Congress. I don't know if it's the State of the Union. It's been in there 44 days. So we're going to see what he has to say. The other thing too is he's got to try to make sure all the Republicans, enough Republicans are on board, because a lot of them are starting to say, I'm starting to get the calls from my constituents and they don't like that I've been co-signing you. So they're saying that they're starting to weaken a little bit, as far as the Republicans are concerned, because, hey, Trump is not going to tell them whether they keep their jobs or not. The people, the voters, decide whether they keep their jobs or not. So they're saying they might be getting a little weak in the knees. They're not out the gate like they were at first, right? They're rethinking some of these things. And so they're saying that part of Trump's job is to try to make sure that the Republicans are on board. Of course, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is saying, he's a Republican. Oh, no, I know, but he said there is no sunlight between, the Senate and the House as far as Republicans. We're all on board. Nothing has changed. But there's some that say, maybe so, because the voter is going to have the last word. So remains to be seen. Anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all, everything that y'all do for the channel, whether you like, subscribe, you donate, whatever you did. I love and appreciate you. We'll be back here tomorrow, I think, with Walter. Y'all have a great evening. Peace. Oh, if Thunder's on here, I'm wearing a new perfume. Well, it's not new. It's Elizabeth Arden's Red Door for the seasoned ladies. Yes, that was my mother's favorite perfume, and I found it the other day. So I thought I'd tell Brother Thunder about that, as I know he likes the older women. I'm not quite there, but I just thought he should know that. Anyway, see y'all later. Peace.